He heard the scream at exactly 2:17 a.m. It wasn't an animal. It sounded human. And it was coming from deep inside the jungle. At first, he thought he was dreaming. But then it came again, closer, long, broken, terrified. That was the moment he realized he wasn't alone out there, and whatever was in the jungle knew exactly where he was. His name was Ethan Cole, wildlife photographer, 29 years old. He had traveled alone before, mountains, deserts, forests, but this jungle was different, dense, humid, suffocating. Sunlight barely touched the ground. He came for rare footage. What he got was 9 days of pure survival. It started simple. A short trek from base camp to photograph a rare black panther sighting. He marked his GPS, packed 3 days of supplies, told the ranger he'd be back by sunset. But the jungle has a way of swallowing directions. One wrong turn, one broken branch, and suddenly the trail disappeared. His GPS glitched, signal lost, compass spinning slowly like it couldn't decide where north was. He laughed at first. "Relax, you've done this before." He hadn't, not like this. By sunset, he still hadn't found the trail. The sounds changed at night. Insects screamed. Branches cracked in the distance. Leaves moved without wind. He built a small fire. That's when he saw it. 2 eyes, reflecting in the darkness. Low to the ground, watching. He grabbed a burning stick and waved it forward. The eyes disappeared. But the feeling didn't. He didn't sleep. Morning came heavy and wet. His water was already low. He tried climbing a tree for a better view. Endless green. No smoke. No clearing. Just jungle in every direction. That afternoon he found footprints. Not animal. Human. Barefoot. Fresh. He froze. No ranger mentioned locals in this area. No villages nearby. So who was walking barefoot deep inside restricted forest? He followed the prints for nearly an hour. They stopped abruptly, as if whoever made them vanished. That night, the scream returned. Closer. He packed quickly and moved in darkness. Big mistake. He tripped over exposed roots and slid down a muddy slope. When he stood up, his backpack was gone. Lost somewhere above. Inside it, most of his water, his knife, his satellite flare. Now it wasn't an adventure. It was survival. By the 3rd day, hunger set in. He found wild berries, ate cautiously. His stomach twisted violently. Poisonous. He vomited until there was nothing left. Weak, dizzy, alone. That evening he heard footsteps. Slow, deliberate, not random animal movement. Something circling him. He climbed into thick brush and stayed still for hours. He saw a shadow pass between trees. Tall, too tall. Walking upright. Not running, not afraid. Just watching. On the 4th day, rain poured nonstop. Cold, relentless. He opened large leaves to collect water. Drank carefully. He began building a small shelter from branches. While stacking wood, he found something that froze his blood. A camera. Broken. Covered in mud. Not his. Another photographer had been here. The memory card was still inside. He hesitated, then checked it. The last video file was recorded 3 weeks earlier. A shaky clip. Heavy breathing. The cameraman whispering, "It's following me." Then sudden screaming. The video cut. Ethan dropped the camera. The jungle suddenly felt smaller, tighter, like it was closing in. That night, no scream, just silence, total silence, which was worse. On day 6, he noticed something disturbing. The same tree. A twisted trunk shaped like a claw. He had passed it before. He wasn't moving in a straight line. He was walking in circles. Classic survival mistake. Panic makes you drift. He forced himself to pick one direction. No turning back. Hours passed. His legs shook with exhaustion. Then he saw it, smoke thin, rising in the distance. Hope exploded inside him. He ran toward it, burst through vines, and stopped dead. It wasn't a rescue camp. It was a small clearing, abandoned, old fire pit. Animal bones scattered, and in the center, a pile of torn clothing. Modern clothing, boots, a ripped backpack, and something worse, deep claw marks carved into a nearby tree trunk, higher than any normal animal could reach. That's when he heard breathing behind him, slow, heavy. He didn't turn around immediately. He knew predators trigger on sudden movement. His heart slammed in his chest. The breathing got closer. He spun around. Nothing. Empty jungle. But the feeling remained. Watched, measured, studied. By day 8, he was hallucinating. He saw shapes moving between trees. He heard his own name whispered. He nearly ran toward it, but stopped himself. The jungle wasn't hunting him. His fear was. That night, the scream came again. But this time, he realized something. It wasn't a human scream. It was a mimic. Some predators imitate sounds to lure prey. His blood went cold. The scream wasn't a victim, it was bait. He didn't sleep, didn't move. At sunrise, he climbed the tallest tree he could find, risking a fall, risking everything. At the top, he saw a break in the canopy. Far away, a river. Rivers lead to civilization. He climbed down and moved nonstop, through mud, through thorns, through pain. Hours later, he reached it, wide, flowing strong. He followed the current downstream. By sunset, he heard a distant engine, a boat. He stumbled onto a muddy bank waving both arms, collapsed face first into wet soil. When he woke up, he was in a small rescue station, alive, dehydrated, severely malnourished, but alive. Authorities later searched the area he described. They found the abandoned clearing, the bones, the clothing, but no animal, no tribe, no proof of what he saw. When reporters asked him what was in the jungle, he said something chilling. I wasn't being hunted. He paused. They were waiting. He never went back to the jungle again. Some say extreme isolation breaks the mind. Others say some places on Earth still belong to something else. For 9 days, he was lost. But somehow, he stayed alive.